I can edit out whatever we need to. So whenever you're ready.
All right. About 11 years ago, I had my left hip replaced. I was still in the church. I was working for Teen Challenge, and it was a challenge for us both physically, for me physically, and it was a challenge for us financially. It wasn't a perfect situation, but God took care of us. But this time, the doctor said that my right hip was going, and it took 11 years, but it went. And I guess I had a childhood disease, something like Perthes disease, that caused my cartilage in my hips to deteriorate. And so it was just inevitable that that would happen. Now, I did pray to God and ask Him to heal me, and I had some people pray for me and stuff like that. But I didn't hear God saying, "I'm going to heal you." So I was going through this thing. I went through some pain and stuff. It was difficult, but this time it was just amazing. You know, it was something that happened to us. We were expecting some financial issues from it, and we were expecting some physical issues. We had the physical issues, and they were painful and hard to work through. But God, just like last time, I was back to work in 2.5 weeks because I don't know what, because everybody's looking at me saying, "Why are you standing? Why are you moving like this? Why are you at work 3.5 weeks after you're done with surgery?" I don't know why. I just know that God told me to keep moving, even when it hurt. I was moving, before the hip replacement, and that God just helped me do that. And I don't know why. I had somebody walk up to me in church and say, "You had a hip replacement last week, and you're standing here now? You're crazy." People say, "Dave, take it easy," but I'm doing what my body can do. I'm not pushing it most of the time. I can't say I haven't pushed it. But financially, I know our this hip replacement cost about $58,000. We have 80/20 insurance, so it paid about $50,000, $54,000 of that. That was good. That's God provision as far as I'm concerned. And so we owed about $4,400, to that, and that's not a small amount of money for people, working for the school district, But God has always provided for me. I don't tend to worry, Paul told the Philippians, "You gave time and time again. You gave from the beginning. You gave time and time again. And now I know my God will supply all of your needs according to His riches and glory." And I know that we've given. We have upped our giving. Just recently, we've upped our savings. We've upped our giving. And we've known that. We just know that God is faithful. I don't worry about finances because I know God said, "Seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and everything you need will be added to you." And I just take God at His word. I do not worry about finances. I just don't. It's not part of me, to worry. I know God's going to work it through. And so this time, the surgeon called and he said, "Hey, we want to be paid up front, and so that's $1,680. Okay, we'll pay you." And we did. How we got $1,600? Well, we had it laying around. We just had it. We could pay it in cash, and then the $4,400 came from the hospital, and we had it. Now it's not the normal thing, where $100 here, $100 from there, but it's not in our budget. But God provided $1,000 here, $1,600 from there, $1,300 from there, $1,200 from there, and it all added up to. We don't know anything. God provided because He said He would. But I think there are some preconditions to God's provision, and one of them is you reap what you sow. If you sow a little bit, you're going to reap a little bit. If you aren't sowing, don't expect God to bless you, because He said to the Philippian church, "You gave at the beginning, you gave time and time again, and so I know my God is going to supply all your needs according to His glorious riches." You can't pull Philippians 4:19 out of the context of that giving the Philippians gave. If you ain't giving, you're not going to get. I'm just saying, we've been giving to different things, and we've been giving over the tithe for a couple of years now. A few years. You can't just say, "God, I tithed for 2 weeks, and now God, what's happening?" You got to be faithful, people. And so if you're a faithful tither and you're a faithful giver and you give and you expect to receive from God, then God's going to bless you. I do not believe that God's going to supply your needs if you're selfish and you keep to yourself and you don't tithe, you think you can't afford it, because He said, "My God's going to supply all of your needs because you gave." And you look at it, the Philippians chapter 4, and you look at it in context, then that's what He said. And so He said, "You're going to reap what you sow." And so I feel like we've been sowing, and we've reaped big time. So we have no bills from the surgery. It's January 14th, and we have no bills. The first surgery was done a month ago. We have no bills from the surgery, and God provided. God provided my health. God provided my healing. God provided the money for the healing and the health. And God will provide for you. But learn how to tithe, learn how to give, and learn the promises of God are many times they have
Conditions.
What?
Conditions.
There you go. Conditions to your giving. If you don't give, you're not going to get. If you give, then you'll get pressed down, shaken together, running over. These are scriptures. So many scriptures to quote in that way. I'm not meaning to quote scriptures. I'm just saying I lean on the scriptures. I trust God and what He says. And the people that do find that God provides for them. If they lose a job, God provides for them, because the job is not the responsibility. God provides for you, and God's provided for us greatly. And I appreciate you listen to this. And I know it's kind of short, but it's short and to the point that God's going to provide for you. You need to learn to give, and give every time you can, and give as much as you can, and don't spend. Just because your salary goes up doesn't mean you have to spend more. That's the American way, but that's not God's way. God says if He's giving you more, then look around and see where the needs are and give. And so give, and it will be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Thank you for allowing me to share. That's all I want to say.
That works.
That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.